Yeah, I mean, Melbourne have been doing well in the Champions League. I think they're second at the table, I think. Like second or third. So yeah, they're doing really well, but as the games have gone on in the Champions League for Seoul, we've done really well. Some games should have won, I felt, and obviously that's just due to confidence and belief. But the last few games we performed really well, and we've done really well in the Champions League. So we want to concentrate on ourselves and see what we can do in that game. We're heavily confident. It's a last game of the season, for the fans and for me, of course. So of course we want to go out there and win. It's a physical league. I've learned that over the last 2 years of playing in the K League. But like I say, I've learned a lot through my team, through the manager, especially from last year to this year. A lot of players have opened up a little bit more. They've came out of the shells, a lot more confident coming into this year. And like I said, I see a big change in that. And I know the Korean guys were very quiet last year, but this year, honestly, like I can say, they've really opened up. And it's important because in football you need personalities and characters. And for me to be there and have my personality there only helps the younger players and the players next to me to be more confident and speak out a little bit more. So, for me, it's been a physical league, and like I say, this season, I've seen many teams that have put men on me and wanted to mark me throughout the game, which is a sign of respect really, because they're trying to take me out of the game. But I love having a ball, love being on the ball, love making things happen, scoring, assisting. So for me, it's been a happy 2 years. It's been a good 2 years. I've learned a lot. I've become more mature. I've had a lot of responsibility this year, being captain. So I can leave South Korea more mature, I believe. I think probably the worst moment was last year when we lost 5 games at home. That was a difficult period for the team, for the club. It can always be hard, but we came out of that in the end. Just through that period, it was difficult, but we came out of it the other end. Started winning games and doing well, and obviously getting into the Champions League. Best moment on the field. I have many good moments on the field. I think the game against Gangwon, where we came back, where we were still 0 down, and we came back to win 4-2. I think that was a big win. It's the first time that we've conceded and then we've won, so I think that was a big step into our season as well. Outside of the pitch, we're just meeting fans and exploring Seoul. The fans always show me appreciation and love, so to be around them and the community was amazing. So for me, I've had a lot of love shown. I've done obviously many endorsement deals as well, which has been really good for my business portfolio. And then the worst off the field, probably just riding the scooter without knowing. I think that was one of the things that I didn't know coming to Korea. About the scooter. You need a helmet and license and stuff like this. So obviously I didn't know that it's normal in Europe to ride on the scooter. But I wouldn't say it's like a worse one. It's just more of a learning curve, So I learned through that. And yeah, we're here today. Yeah. There's been no specific player, that has come up to me and spoke to me about it. As soon as I announced it, of course I got many messages from the players. And obviously going in next day after that, the players come up to you and you're signing shirts for them, taking pictures, because they may never see me again, but we'll always keep in contact. And I always said to them that if you come to Manchester or London, make sure you call me, and I'll organise everything for you. So I think that there's always going to be that connection there. It's like when you leave other clubs, you're always in touch with quite a few players from other clubs. So yeah, for me, there weren't really no specific player or message that they sent me, because, like I say, as soon as I posted it, they knew I would leave. But like I say, they're all family. They're all welcome to come visit me in England. Most of them took some of my boots, some shirts that they have. And then next chapter, who knows really? Only God knows. I'm gonna go home, spend time with my daughter and my family. I need a break after the long season, so I'll spend Christmas with them. And then, yeah, who knows really, it's of the God really, I'll do a little bit of training. I feel already fit anyway, but it's good to keep ticking over, so I'll do a little bit of training when I get back. But most important is family for me, so, I want to see them, be with them over Christmas time, New Year's time. And then we'll see in January really. I believe so, yeah. I believe so, yeah, because, like I say, it can be difficult moving from England, to South Korea, halfway around the world. It can be difficult for any player, leaving his family. And like I say, I had to adapt quick. And like I told Key and coach, if I didn't like it, I would have called my agent straight away and said, getting back on a plane. But no, really, I've loved every minute of being there. The ups, the downs throughout football, things off the pitch that happen. Everything's a learning curve. And like I say, the last 2 years have been amazing. So you might expect some tears tomorrow. When I left Man United, I cried. When I left West Ham, I cried. Because when you have such a bond, with a team, for that many years, of course you have, emotions. It's normal. So yeah, we'll get the game out of the way and then, speak to the fans.